This is 165th Street.
Transfer available to the N60 Lux bus service to LaGuardia Airport.
This is a Brooklyn Valley Street. The next stop is 116th Street.
What's up, guys? It's WebSoak here, and we're building the entire New York City subway in Minecraft. And yes, I say where. Builder applications are now open to the public, so join the Discord server linked below and apply if you're interested. And in today's video, we have the 125th Street station on the IRT Lenox Avenue Line. Now, this station is an interesting case, because after it was built, the MTA actually repainted it, rendering the recreation outdated. Meaning that we had to repaint it ourselves to match the new color. Speaking of the real-world station, let's take a look at some information and history about it. 125th Street ranks as the 135th most used subway station in the system, which ironically mocks the nearby 135th Street station's ranking, because that station only hit 137th despite being named 135th. The station features 2 tracks and 2 side platforms. There is a set of 2 exits per side, totaling 4 exits throughout the entire station. The station features 2 offset platforms. Each platform features round columns throughout the majority of their length, which taper off into I-beams around the end of the platforms. Having opened in 1904, the station dons a classic IRT look, with a mix of classic IRT mosaics and what I like to call arcade style mixed around the station. Each direction features platform-level fare control lobbies, both of which are different sizes. Since I already covered why this is in my previous video about 135th Street, I'd encourage you to watch it after this one to find out why the fare control sizing is this uneven. Oh, and before I forget to mention it, this station is of course served by the 2 and 3 lines. This station was lengthened to 10-car status in 1911, which is why these I-beam pillars at the end of the platform exist rather than being round. Fast forward to the 1960s, a time when the Transit Authority was transitioning the subway into the modern day, and a time when liveries varied from a rusty-looking brown to sleek, futuristic-looking blue and gray in the B division. And in the spring of 1968, things were about to get hot at this Harlem station. It was May 23rd of 1968 when a Mr. Henry Dumas would be shot dead by a transit cop at the station. While various circumstances about the shooting are unclear, what can be known for certain is that the internal records of the incident were destroyed in 1995 when the Metropolitan Transit Authority merged its security force with the New York City Police Department. While some official sources claim that the officer was attacked, others claim that it was a case of mistaken identity, or worse. As with many lives claimed in the depths of the subway system below the city, the entire story of the poet and veteran's death remains a skeptic's mystery. Progressing further to the early 1980s, and the station is now in disrepair, making the subway's top 75 most neglected stations. Much like 135th Street, a similar tunnel reconstruction and repair project would take place in the late 90s. And ever since then, the station sat largely unchanged into the 2020s. Now that we've learned about the station's history, it's time to have an in-depth look in Minecraft. Alright guys, here we are in game. Now let's take a quick look at the station more in depth, so I'll give you a little walking tour, you know, just like the old days, just like in the previous episode. So we're going to start at the downtown and Brooklyn side of the 125th Street station on the 2 and the 3. Now, sorry, I'm a bit under the weather. So, people have been asking when is 96th Street coming out, when is 96th Street coming out. So 96th Street will be releasing pretty soon. I just need to record videos of 116th Street and 110th Street first, and then we'll get to 96th Street. So here we are in the downtown lobby. Here we have a booth. There's a villager in the booth this time. Over here, there's a passageway. I've actually been using this for storage. I don't exactly know what's back here. I'm assuming it might connect to this, which I should probably do next time. So I'm just using it to store parts. And here we have a closed, I'm not sure if this is a newsstand or just a general concession stand. You know, you can usually buy snacks at these types of places, but at this station it's closed. MetroGuard machine, of course. I'm starting to see Omni machines appear, so I'm not sure for how much longer this will last. So probably in the next year or so, expect to see Omni machines in the videos, but it's only going to be as I see them in real life, you know. So we keep it accurate to the station as it was when the videos were recorded. Now that's how I do these. I record videos of the stations, and then I build the station based off the video. So if I took a video of the station in, I don't know, 2023, built the station in 2023, maybe a couple weeks later, maybe a month later, then it's going to look like it did in that video. Now this station was interesting because, as I explained before, it was actually repainted between me building it and recording it. The station itself, and here's the mosaics by the way, and the benches. The station itself was built back in November with Pierre and I, or Cascader as he goes by on YouTube, built this station back in November. And I didn't get around to recording the video. And here's a cool vent. No, not vent, just an emergency exit. And there's kind of a grate up there. You know, got about as much detail as I could because I couldn't go any higher. And then it goes up to Lenox over here. You have to like crouch to get under here. So yeah, we built this one back in November, and I never got around to recording it. So I'm just getting through these stations on Lenox before they wind up getting forgotten and abandoned. So actually no, let's not go to the other side just yet. Let's go, you know what, no, let's go to the other side because I already have enough video showing the station before, so there's no reason to dwell on everything here. And here I just have a 3 train sitting here, an R62 3 train just sitting there. Now I did notice this one thing I have to fix with the texture. I'm not sure if anybody else noticed this, but I mixed up the roll signs with the shuttle and the normal 3. See, on the outside it says New Lots. On the inside it says Times Square, so I'll have to fix that. And I still have to add the strip maps to the R62. That's like the one thing it's missing. Alright. So let's head down here, and then we have these handmade. This is a handmade font here. There's no font that actually creates this, so that's actually handmade. I mean, all the stuff here is handmade. Like even the text, I had to go and outline it in black to match the one in real life. And there's this. Then there's even some posters up here. And so yeah, what I was getting at before is this was built in November. And then when I went to film the video, which would have been recently, I was going to do it this week. When I actually took a trip to the station recently, I noticed that it was actually repainted. So it's now this color, this sand blue color. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what this color is called. It's kind of called sand blue. Or at least that's a term I've heard to describe this color. So it was repainted to this sand blue color. And so I actually had to go through and repaint it. So in the video part before, in the history sequence, you'll actually notice blue and sand blue in the recordings of the station. And that was actually pretty helpful because when I got to doing the scenes of the station in the 90s, we already had it set to blue. So I didn't have to change anything for that. Right, so let's see. So yeah, here's the wider side, the uptown side with the wider mezzanine, because as I mentioned in the 135th Street video, this side was supposed to be taken over by tracks and converted into a 4. Was it a 4 or a 3? I mentioned it in the 135th Street video. It was either 4 or 3 tracks. You'll have to go there to check out which it was. Then we come over here. Another exit here. There's no elevators at this station. Come out here. Other exit. And yeah, that's 125th Street. Very simple station. You know, nothing too crazy here. I'll even show in spectator mode just so you can kind of get an idea of the layout. This part, I thought this view was pretty cool. See how this looks in Spectator. Very, very cool behind the scenes. You kind of, you go underneath, you kind of get a profile of the layout of the station there. Just pretty interesting to see. You can see how the platforms are offset like that. It's a unique view that you don't get in real life. Alright, so, yeah, that's 125th Street. If you guys enjoyed, then leave a like and subscribe. I'm not going to edit in an outro sequence, or maybe I will.